ladies and gentlemen, graduates, it is the first time in my life that I participate in a festive ceremony where there are hardly any people. It's a bit strange, and it requires some additional imagination to get a festive and positive feeling and some happy goosebumps. But that's just the way it is. Obviously, we have to take COVID very seriously. And of course, we adhere to measures that are imposed to prevent the spreading of this nasty pandemic. It's the way it is. Can you hear me? Yes. Great. But let's not be gloomy. It is a festive day after all. Today marks the end of your 6-month training in the Orange Corners startup facilities here at M-Select in Erbil. And what I see in front of me is a group of energetic and eager young Kurdish entrepreneurs ready for takeoff. And that is a pleasure to observe. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, we met before, but for the larger audience that is attending, a short introduction. My name is Willem Cosijn. I'm the Consul General of the Kingdom of the Netherlands here in Erbil. The Netherlands, my tiny country, but actually home of many, many tech startups. Over the last 25 years or so, we have witnessed the rise of this large and important tech startup sector. When you ask people in the street what they think of when you mention the Dutch economy, they will probably say fresh flowers and milk and onions and carrots and agri and food in general, or perhaps our health systems or the famous Dutch logistics that make my country one of the major trade hubs in Europe. All these answers are valid and true, and all these sectors make a big contribution to the Dutch GDP. But there is another group, another large group of supporters that really contributes to the Dutch economy. And that group consists of people like you, the smart guys, the smart men and women that, well, actually had a good idea, had a good and creative plan, found an investor and a coach, and started their own company. These young men and women are a big engine of the Dutch economy. The successful ones, not only making money, which is obviously nice, but with their creativity, they create jobs at the same time. Jobs supporting the growth of employment is one of the dimensions in which my country comes into play in Kurdistan. The current Iraqi economy depends way too much on oil income, as we all know, and does not have the capacity to create jobs, jobs that are so urgently needed for the relatively young population. So we set up Orange Corners in Erbil, and as a matter of fact in Bagdad as well, to empower young entrepreneurs by providing the necessary training, mentoring, networks and facilities to start and grow their own businesses. And we did so together with M-Select in the Orange Corner here in Erbil over the last 6 months, together with you, graduates. You are the Kurdish startup scene. You are our prodigies. You are a role model for other eager folk in this country, displaying that a different road can be taken. A different road. A different road from what I often hear in the streets of Kurdistan. Demands of young people who are convinced of this idea that government should provide them with a job. I know this happened in the past, but looking at the future, that is not very realistic. You cannot demand your government to provide you with a job. But you can ask your government, however, to put those rules and regulations in place that will help you in setting up your businesses and that will stimulate you in thriving. We all know that registering a business in Iraq is costly and time intensive, and is even made more difficult because of the fact that, for example, e-commerce sites in Kurdistan and federal Iraq are not legally considered businesses and cannot be registered as such. So entrepreneurs that establish tech startups are left without the protection that comes along with being legally registered. To overcome this big disadvantage, young tech entrepreneurs register as traditional businesses and therefore have to invest in brick and mortar offices, drawing on their equity, which they so very much need to start up their startup and to scale up their startup. In November, the Dutch government and our friends from Sulemania-based 51 Labs will, together with the Orange Corner in Erbil and in Baghdad, with Capita Startup and the Orange Corner over there, release a roadmap for business registration. This roadmap will also address the challenges to overcome by tech startups in this so promising country. The call is clear, I reckon. The ambitions and plans of the young startup people. Protect these, embrace these, and help them realize their dreams. It will boost the economy, and in the end, thus, it will serve the common good as well. I'm finalizing. When I look at the graduates today, I see young and eager people, entrepreneurs, who reflect the needed diversification of the economy. There is a startup for designing items from old clothes. Another startup regards food waste management by converting food waste into animal feed. Again, another one aims at increasing the production of cotton or focuses on Kurdish fashion, education, or medical care. And there is even a startup pushing, through a board game, the knowledge about the rich and important heritage of Mesopotamia. These graduates and their ambitions mirror a diverse economy this country so clearly needs. Over the last 6 months, dear graduates, we offered you training, mentoring, networks and facilities to start and grow your own business. And we did so together with some very, very, very generous people. First of all, Asiacell, the main private sector partner without which Orange Corners would simply not have been possible. And in this team as well, we praise Amarella and the Babylon Media Group and COS Middle East, who joined Orange Corners recently. Together with our terrific executive partner M-Select, my happy little kingdom with this team of social responsible companies will run many more Orange Corner programs in the years to come. In those coming years, dear graduates, you will be busy setting up your shop, and you might sometimes return to the Orange Corner to address the young entrepreneurs that come after you about the pit holes on your way and how to cut corners in the best manner. But that is future music. On behalf of Asiacell, Amarella, the Babylon Media Group, COS Middle East and M-Select, the Netherlands wishes you all the best in your important and great undertaking. Again, congratulations, job well done. Thank you.